What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one, we're going to be talking about the one and only NIO stock and break down what on earth is going on with the share price. I'm also going to be talking about what on earth Elon Musk just said about the economy that could definitely affect NIO, and also what the news is saying about NIO before I end this video by talking about what NIO put on their Twitter page that still makes me very bullish for the long-term future. Now, before I break any of this down and get into any more details, I do have to mention a couple of things real quick. The first thing is I'm not a financial planner, so don't take any of this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire NIO community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you're guaranteed 6 free stocks, each worth up to $2,000. And you could always sell these 6 free stocks for cash and use that cash to buy some NIO shares for free in this limited time offer that ends in just 6 days. So please check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So looking at NIO, we're down about 4% for the day. That's essentially where we closed at. I'm actually recording this like a few minutes before close. So we can see NIO's down about 4%, but we're not doing too bad actually, because if you go back just a couple of days ago, NIO was in the $15, $16 range. We're still in the 18s. So we didn't necessarily drop insanely hard, and we're still actually starting to make those higher lows. So it's not in the worst of states. And as for the market, I can't necessarily say that we're just going to continue with bearish price action for all of next week. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going to show you exactly why. Now, when it comes to Elon Musk, okay, what did he just say that is actually important for the market? And this is actually affecting the entire market collectively. Elon Musk basically said that he wants to pause all hiring for Tesla, cut staff by 10%, which means fire some employees to reduce expenses for the company, and he has a super bad feeling about the economy. That's what he just stated. So we know how Elon Musk thinks, and he does think that the US is in a recession right now. So it just goes to show that, look, there is some temporary relief in the rally, but I use the word temporary because the relief we're seeing may not last extremely long. And there could be a little bit more downside for the market a little bit later in the next maybe few weeks. So it's just a warning, the fact that there are recessionary fears, and Elon Musk could be calling it just a lot sooner than how a lot of news outlets are reporting it. So he's probably seeing into the future much, much, much earlier. So from the way I'm seeing this, NIO has room to push up, but once we push up for maybe the next week or two, there might be a big rejection. We might start to see some bearish momentum kind of continue. Now, just because the market still sees some like downward pressure for the next like couple of months, that doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It gives more opportunities to buy the dips, and also NIO will recover eventually. You just wait, you're patient, and I do think a lot of these small to mid caps are going to continue to soar because a lot of stocks have been destroyed compared to how high they were in the past. NIO was in the 60s, 50s, 40s for a lot of time. If you look at other small to mid caps like AMC, for instance, if you look at Roblox, I mean, we're seeing so many big differences. Okay, they're not going to crash much, much, much farther down. They're near bottoms, the bottom points right now, and eventually, right, if you wait a couple of months, they're going to make a comeback. They will, in my opinion. But we're just not there yet. And that's the main thing I think Elon Musk is highlighting. It's the main thing we need to focus on. But when it comes to NIO, what do I expect for the future? Is NIO going to keep on like dropping? Are we going to keep pushing up? What's going on? Well, right now, there's some criticism, as many reports are saying that NIO, its May EV sales were kind of constrained by the virus. And relative to like XPeng and Li Auto, they didn't gain as much. And that is a fact. But I want you guys to know something. And that's the fact that NIO has their production in Shanghai as well. And it's a little bit far from the big center where the whole issue is going on. So they were able to start getting back into action relatively quickly. Now, they were still up year over year, which I think is a colossal achievement. But the problem is, it just wasn't as big as some people would have wanted. And that's okay. I mean, it's the virus's fault. I do think if it wasn't for that, NIO would have just crushed it by way more. But they're still green year over year when it comes to deliveries. So they're still doing well. I don't want to look at this as a bad sign. I still think they're doing quite well. Now, NIO also tweeted about this, right? NIO, their chargers provide fast, smart, and reliable charging services for both NIO and non-NIO new energy vehicles in public charging scenarios. So that's actually a very, very good thing. It works for non-NIO cars too. But here's the thing about this, okay? You could swap your batteries and get the latest technology, or you could actually charge your car. So still incredibly bullish news in my opinion as they start to build more of these charging stations. I'm just very excited for what the future holds. Now, for the short term, what is NIO doing from a technical perspective? You could see we've been breaking past so many of these resistance levels, and now the next key level of resistance is around that 890 to 9 I'm sorry, 890 to $19 range. So around here, that's where we have some resistance. Our key support is at that 17.8 right now. So I did highlight this in a previous video, and you can see how NIO kind of like respects these trends quite well. So what's something very notable about NIO? And that is the fact that, look, the market took a hit. Okay, NIO's down like 4%, which isn't that horrible for its standards. But look at this right here. We have this beautiful gap that's going to push NIO back in that $18.82 range. Now, if you look at the SPY did take a bit of a hit, but we're still respecting an upward trend. We're starting to make higher lows. And we also have this nice gap up here too. Okay, the NASDAQ, it's almost no different for the NASDAQ. If you look at the NASDAQ, another nice gap to the upside. If you look at Tesla, the same thing. So for me, let me pull up, where's NIO? It's right here. I think that we're not at the end of the world. Okay, some people are scared of red, but look at where NIO is right now compared to the last couple of days. 25th of May, we were at 14 bucks. Okay, 27th of May, we were at, what is that, like 16 bucks. Just a couple of days ago, back in like the June 2nd, we opened at around $17. All right, so we're not doing too horrible right now. We actually closed at $18.11, down about 3.93%. Now, NIO did look like it wanted to run, but we just got a little bit of a cool off for Friday, some consolidation, which is totally healthy. And I do think it's actually more probable we're going to see some bullish momentum for next week as we have these gaps to be filled. So, what should you be looking out for next week? Obviously, support levels are that 17.8, 17.4, and $17 flat range. If we push up, 19.02 is a key level we want to break. And actually, it's more close to that like 18.85 range. So I do think NIO has the potential to break past that. And I really think that they're going to fill this gap probably Monday, Tuesday. And I do think we're going to see some green in the markets when people least expect it. Now, looking at this from a more technical perspective, we can see the RSI got that nice flip and we saw some pretty good momentum. And we're pretty much sideways for the remainder of the day. Same with the RSI. From the 2 hour perspective, check this out right here. Nice momentum to that push up, followed by some consolidation. So that's good. Consolidation is fine. We're kind of just cooling off on the RSI right here. So that's a good thing NIO is doing. So as of right now, it still looks a little bit more on the bullish side to me. It still looks like we're going to fill this gap and start pushing up very soon. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see this thing actually touch the $20 range relatively soon, sometime next week. It's holding up much better than before. And you can see this upward channel. I could even draw this out in another trend line using the 2 hour time frame, right? Look at this. We're still respecting this upward trend, kind of like this. Maybe it's a little bit different, kind of like this, but it's quite clear. We're still in this upward channel. We haven't broken out of it just yet. So I do think NIO is going to push up soon. It looks more bullish than bearish, and things are doing just fine. So overall, what is my outlook? I do predict we're going to see this thing in the 19s relatively soon. But what's my outlook? The answer is I think we're in a temporary relief rally. I think NIO is going to push up to the 20s quite soon. Then, as Elon Musk stated and talked about recession, right? This is going to affect the whole market, including NIO. This is why I said it's a NIO update from him, because he's essentially talking about the economy that's going to affect NIO. Later on, right? Perhaps as we approach later June, July, the market might start to take another big hit up until like August or September. NIO could drop a little lower. And if that's the case, don't worry. Another dip buying opportunity. And as we approach the later end of the year, or if not by next year, we might see a nice relief rally. So we want to see how CPI comes out next week. We want to see the FOMC meeting and see how things come out. So we do have big things coming out. But I do think it is still possible for us to get a nice push for just the early days of next week, despite those catalysts. And with that out of the way, I want to thank each and every one of you for listening. So enjoy your weekend. Stay strong. Don't worry too much about the markets. And I just want to let you know yeah, there may be hardships for the short term. For the long term, I'm still very bullish. I do believe NIO is going to break very, very high levels, and I can't wait for what the future holds. With that out of the way, thank you for listening. Have a great rest of the day, and I will see you guys in the next one. NIO to the moon, and peace out.